All right, before we call another witness, the court has previously provided a limiting instruction in this case, and given the nature of both this testimony and the testimony of the previous witness, Mr. Boudreau, the court is going to reiterate that instruction, which will be included in your final instructions as well when you retire to deliberate in the case. Ladies and gentlemen, during the course of this trial, evidence will be introduced for the purpose of showing that the defendant or an alleged co-conspirator may have committed acts other than those for which the defendant is on trial. Such evidence, if believed, is not to be considered by you to prove the defendant's character or that the defendant has a disposition to commit crimes. Rather, such evidence may be considered by you only for the limited purpose of proving the defendant's motive, opportunity, intent, plan, or absence of mistake or accident. So that's the court's limiting instruction. With that, then, is the state ready to call another witness before the lunch recess?
We are, Your Honor.
All right, you can call your next witness.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would call Deputy Colter Cannon.
All right.
Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give.
All right, now that the officer's been sworn, I'll just inquire on the court's exclusionary order. This trial has been broadcast and is available for public view. Deputy Cannon, have you reviewed or listened to or observed any of the trial testimony in this case since it began?
No, I have not.
Okay, and have you discussed with any other witnesses their testimony in the trial?
No, I have not.
All right, thank you for that acknowledgement. Mr. Wixom, you can inquire on direct.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Deputy Cannon.
Morning.
Could you please state and spell your full name for the record?
Yes, it's Colter Cannon, Colter. Cannon is Cannon.
And where do you work?
I work for Fremont County Sheriff's Office.
What do you do for the Sheriff's Office?
Right now, I am a school resource officer, but I'm also a patrol deputy.
How long have you worked for the Sheriff's Office?
Approximately 10 years.
If you were to explain to the jury how many years as patrol officer exclusively and how many years also as a resource officer?
I've spent about 4.5 years as a patrol deputy and then 5 years in the schools. And then in the summertime, I go out to patrol. So.
And briefly for the jury's sake, what does a resource officer at a school do?
Mainly just handles any calls inside the schools that he patrols in, making the schools safe and secured and making sure nobody's there that shouldn't be there.
And what training and experience do you have as a law enforcement officer?
I graduated post-academy, so I received my basic certificate. I've also advanced up into my intermediate certificate, and then I've taken numerous trainings throughout my years of service on different trainings throughout the years and continue that training through each year.
Can you explain to the jury, what does it mean to have an intermediate certificate?
It just means that I've had so many years of service and then had so many training hours that I've been able to advance up into the certificates.
I want to call your attention back to October 9th of 2019. Do you recall if that's a day that you were doing patrol duty?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall whether or not you responded to a call involving a Tammy Daybell?
Yes, I did.
And based upon your recollection, what was the nature of that call?
It was put out as a suspicious call, suspicious circumstance.
Can you describe what you were told or what you understood that suspicious circumstance was?
Yeah, so that day I got a call of a gentleman that was at a residence that had pointed a paintball gun or a gun at a female in her driveway. So we responded to the area to check it out.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, the state would wish to play two different stipulated exhibits. One would be state's proposed 232A.
232A?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And that is a 911 call from a Joe Murray. The second will be state's 232B, which is a dispatch call from Tammy Daybell, both of the same date.
All right, Mr. Priors, the defense had an opportunity to review these proposed exhibits.
Yes, Judge, I have, and there's no objection.
All right, so exhibit 232A and exhibit 232B are both admitted into the record. I presume those are each an audio file on a separate thumb drive. Is that correct?
They are, Your Honor, if I might offer them up just so the court can observe them.
Okay.
So, okay. I need to grab my laptop too. I've forgotten.
Okay, if you'll do that, I'll have the court clerk as well take a look at those. Okay. You want these returned to be published, Mr. Wixom?
If I may, Your Honor.
All right, I'll have the bailiff return them. Thank you.
And Judge, I'm not certain if I heard the court rule or if I even requested, but are these exhibits admitted?
They are.
Thank you. And for the record, the first exhibit that I will be playing is state's exhibit 232A. I apologize.
Okay, yeah, we'll activate the podium microphone.
Thank you.
All right, if you'd like to start it, Mr. Wixom, we should be able to.
Thank you, Your Honor.
911, Lake Emergency?
Yeah, so my mother-in-law who lives pretty close, had just gotten home about 10 minutes ago, was unloading her car, and she thinks a man, but she's not 100% sure she didn't see, because they were wearing ski mask, came up to her with a paintball gun, but they started shooting at her. It wasn't loaded, so it didn't, he didn't, nothing came out of it. But he kept asking what he was doing. He would respond, and then suddenly, after she pulled out her husband, he ran off.
Okay, what's the address? Are you there? Hello? Are you still there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you. What's the address?
It's 199 North, 1900 East, Rexburg, Idaho, 83440. That's my address. She lives in the corner. I don't know what her address is.
Okay, I need her address. What's her location?
I think it's 201, I think is her address.
201 North 1900 East?
North. Yep.
Does she know which direction he ended up running?
He headed east, back behind their house.
Okay, and did she give you a description of the clothing?
I didn't get one from her. I might know that.
And what is your name?
My name is Joseph Murray.
Okay, is this a good look or a good phone number for you?
Yep.
Okay, I am sending a deputy out to your mother's home.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And for the record, Your Honor, I would next play 232B, the dispatch call from Tammy Daybell.
Very well.
October 9, 2019, 21 hours, 49 minutes, 20 seconds.
Fremont County Sheriff's Office.
Hi, I need to report something.
Okay, go ahead. What's the address?
Okay, at 202 North, 1900 East, the corner with the blinking yellow light on Salem Highway.
Is it a suspicious person?
Yes,
Okay, what was he wearing?
he was all dressed in black and he had a ski mask on.
And he said the blinking light now is where you saw him.
No, he's gone now because I pulled up into our driveway and I was getting stuff out of the back seat of my car and suddenly he was there and he had a paintball gun and he was
Okay.
and like he was going to shoot at me. And I kept asking him what he was doing because I could tell it was a paintball thing.
Okay.
And then he just kept doing it. So I yelled for my husband and then he took off running around the back of my house.
Okay, give me just 1 minute. Stay on the line with me.
Okay.
October 9, 2019, 21 hours, 50 minutes, 28 seconds.
And that was North 1900 East.
Yes.
Okay.
October 9, 2019, 21 hours, 50 minutes, 43 seconds.
What direction he was going?
He went behind my house and it's so dark out here and I just went in the house and got my husband and son and then they went out and looked and he was long gone by then.
Okay.
So he was on the north side of my house is where he went to get away.
Okay.
He didn't say anything or he just kept like he was holding the gun like he was, had a rifle and just shooting at me. So, but nothing came out of the gun either. So I don't think it was loaded.
Okay, and what is your name, ma'am?
My name is Tammy Daybell.
Okay, I will pass your information on to my deputies. We actually just had a previous call about this individual, so they're out in the area looking now.
Okay, yeah, I think it was my son-in-law who lived diagonal from us that called you guys already.
Oh,
So
okay.
I just wanted to make sure it got reported. So
let's see. And what's your son-in-law's name?
Joseph Murray.
Okay, yep, it was him.
Okay.
So, all right, I have a deputy that will be out at your home here shortly.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Deputy Cannon, do you recognize the information relayed in those two calls as essentially the same information that you were asked to respond to?
Yes, it was.
And can you help the jury understand, is there a difference when someone calls 911 as opposed to calling in dispatch?
Just a different phone number, I believe. I'm not 100% familiar with that. 911 is our emergency line, and then there's a non-emergency line that goes there as well.
What time of day or night do you recall responding to this?
It was approximately around 9:00 p.m.
And do you recall at that point in the year, was it dark outside or was it light outside?
The sun was going down. It was dusk.
And how far away from the address that you were given were you in your patrol when you first received the call?
I was only a couple miles away. I was in the Egan area.
And so was this the type of call when you were responding? Did you activate your sirens and lights?
I did initially activate my lights and sirens, and then when I got closer, I deactivated them.
Why did you deactivate them?
I didn't want the subject hear me coming or see me coming. I wanted to be able to find him.
And how long did it take for you to actually arrive at the address from the time that you were dispatched to the call?
It was approximately 6 to 7 minutes.
And what's the first thing that you did when you did arrive at that address?
I initially drove around the property, around the roads in that area, trying to look for a suspect wearing that clothing description. And then I went and made contact at the residence with Tammy.
Your Honor, at this time, would it be appropriate to stop for our lunch break?
Yeah, we're right at that time, Mr. Wixom. So if you've got some more direct, I would say yes.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's go ahead and take our lunch recess then. We're stopping just short of the noon hour, so I think we'll try to come back on if we can in an hour at 1 o'clock. So we'll be in recess until then.
All right, please.